Hey, good evening. This is Wallace Gated Bradley. Got a very interesting show. I got a brother here that I met when we was with Damon Dash when he was in town. But he got a righteous solution to the violence in Chicago by making it culturally enriching, dealing with the arts. My name is Wallace Gated Bradley. You know that. I'm the host of the Bradley Report. I'm also the president of United Peace Inc. This show is brought together by none other than the producer, who happened to be the chairman of United Peace Inc., my wife. But without further ado, I want you to tell the people who you be, man.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jared, the drummer, and like Gator said, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Like Gator said, I do have a positive song. It's an anti-black on black crime song, anti-gun violence, and I'm actually speaking to my race because I love all races, but I'm speaking to my race. We are the ones out here shooting each other at a more rapid pace. So somebody has to, stand up, say something. I'm not saying I'm here with all the answers or the solution to the problem, but I do have a piece, and I'm ready to do my part and stand up and do what I have to do, because enough is really enough. Somebody has to really put a fork in it.
Right. You know what I love about what you're doing? There's power in music. In the 60s, it was Curtis Mayfield doing what he's doing, and all the other impressionists, Jerry Butler, Marvin Gaye. So we in this junction, and the majority of the violence, black on black violence, mass shootings in our community is happening with black on black. Yeah. So without further ado, our brother Omari is the brother that's handling the technical wherewithal. Brother Omari, could you hit that song there, man?
Yeah. All this killing and craziness going on, it needs to stop, especially amongst my race. Listen up. I'ma say it loud from the top of my lungs. I need my black people to put down the guns. Our brothers and sisters, daughters and sons, caught in the middle, we supposed to be one. United we stand, divided we fall. Go to the courts, can't even ball. Sisters like running into a brick wall. We the guys that deserve, why we thinking so small? Our ancestors waiting on us, come together so we can have peace and live life a little better. Black lives, it don't matter, one show that we rap. We be making it easy for them not to care how we expect to survive. Taking our own lives, moving through life, trying to stay alive. I'ma keep it 100, ain't no way to live. We been trying to overcome since Evan Pettis Bridge. We should've been overcame by now. We should be ruling this earth like kings and queens. We still behind the scenes right now. We keep on killing each other over money and things. To come to an end right now. We gotta show some more love, and it starts from within. Let go that hate and start repping your race. I'ma shout it out loud. I'm black and I'm times are changing. This what we see every day. They trying so hard to keep us at bay. We at war with each other. You be killing yourself when you killing your brother. Look in the mirror. Think about what you doing before you pulling that trigger. You not a nigga. That's when you say aloud, I'm black and I'm proud. This what we see every day. War. This what we see every day. Violence. This what we see every day. Hey, this what you should do today. Change. Look in the mirror. Think about what you doing before you pulling that trigger. You not a nigga. That's when you say aloud, I'm black and I'm proud. This a serious matter. This ain't no joke. I'm like Childish Gambino. Trying to stay woke. Better open your eyes instead of staying blind. Need to cease and desist. All this black on black crime. It's getting out of hand. We need to call it truce. We subtracting more lives than we can reproduce. I ain't no genius, but I know that ain't right. I can't just sit back in the cut and let it ride. Need to come down senses, let go of that pride. It's time for a change, let's put the beef aside. Can we at least go one day without somebody dying? If I say don't think we can do it, I'll be lying. Right now it's the perfect time for us to shine and show the whole world we can't be denied. You should do your research, check your history, and you will see what we was really here to be. We should have been overcame by now. We should be ruling this earth like kings and queens. We still behind the scenes right now. We keep on killing each other over money and things. To come to an end right now. We got to show some more love, and it starts from within. Let go that hate and start repping your race. I'ma shout it out loud. I'm black and I'm times are changing. This what we see every day. They trying so hard to keep us at bay. We at war with each other. You be killing yourself when you killing your brother. Look in the mirror. Think about what you doing before you pulling that trigger. You not a nigga. That's when you say aloud, I'm black and I'm proud. This what what we see every day. War, this what we see every day. Violence, this what we see every day. Hey, this what you should do today. Change, look in the mirror. Think about what you do before you pulling that trigger. You not a nigga. That's when you say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Yeah, I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, gotta stop, man. Show some more love. Jared the drummer. We out. Is you black and you proud?
That's gonna be what's happening.
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
back.
Hey, we back. You know, we was having a little behind the scenes chatter, but I got another brother that's one of the co-producers. Brother man, tell them who you be.
Okay, my name is Sun Ra. I'm a piano player and
Move over, son.
martial artist within the community of Chicago. I'm very big into community activism. I actually met Jared the drummer playing with him at church, and he just said, hey man,
Hallelujah.
we're gonna do music together. We're gonna do music outside this church and change people's lives. And that was about 5 years ago, so we took that and ran with it. So I actually helped co-produce the song that you just heard with him as well, and I help him a lot in terms of just exposure and getting out there and things of that nature.
You know, one of the things that's key, all of y'all know about me and with United in Peace, where we got all the gangs that came together in the 90s to help bring the homicide down. But the thing that's key, these brothers here are doing something, and it's encompassing on me to make sure that this video get to the mayor, get to the governor, get to the state's attorney, get to the county board president, get to the sheriff, get to Father Frager, get to Push, because I can do them things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For them to see where we all got to come together and make it where iHeart will understand that this song need to be played, just like Slick Rick's cut.
Slick Rick.
You know what I mean?
Children's
okay,
story.
and this here is, can I say, it's homegrown. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
our thing is, y'all know I make it do what I do because I'm political. I tell you, vote, don't choke. You know what I mean?
Like
and
that.
one of the things I'm telling everybody, we can't joke in this 2022 election. Re-elect J.B. Pritzker, elect Lester Janulius for Secretary of State, elect Jonathan Jackson, Jesse Jackson's son, for the 1st Congressional District, because Bobby Rush made it see that he's no longer going to run, okay? And hey, don't sleep on 2023, because we're going to make sure that we're going to re-elect Mayor Lori Lightfoot so she can continue to do what she do. I did a show on that and showed everybody why I interviewed her. Hey, do you know by the end of this year, she's going to have spent $2 billion on the west side and the south side.
Wow. We
You know
definitely-
what I mean?
And that's predominantly the black and brown
Ain't no
community,
question.
So, yeah, I
My
support
brothers and
that.
sisters on the west side, y'all know y'all haven't seen a lot of development like you've been seeing here recently since the riots. So while everybody is complaining, we ain't complaining. Okay? We gonna do what we can. And I'm quite sure there was a piece I wanted to put up there. It was in the Tribune, where the mayor's reaching out to the black community and showing them, hey, look, yeah, I need you. So here, some young brothers, mayor, and they may know other artists, and they want to put the positive spin on there, just like you heard the thing. This is the first time I heard the N-word and wasn't ashamed, because he said, you're not no nigga. And we not. That's the first time I heard the word nigga used positively.
And that's basically, again, to jump in with you. That's the mission. I mean, it's room for all the other music. People have to make their lane. I'm
Right.
staying in my lane.
Right.
I'm actually creating my lane, and I would just want to get them a different option, for music of choice. You don't always have to hear about someone shooting somebody in a song.
Right.
You don't always have to hear about drug use, or
Right.
I'm not knocking anything, but I just know this is my
Your lane, just like
and I
I-
want to make you feel
Right.
good when you hear my music. So.
And not only that, I understand that like I stay in my lane. Tell everybody, former enforcer for United in Peace, friend, confidant, my brother, lad, who made no bounds about an ex-felon, got a pardon from the governor, you know what I mean? Created MySpace as an urban translator. Helped free those that's wrongfully convicted and get with my guy Holmes to go with an individual that feel that it's all right to kill a kid. You know what I mean? So this, what y'all doing, is very profound. And I'm glad, man, we found one another hanging out on the corner trying to find out how to get. Didn't know all we had to do was go down and under. We'll be under the drive and went straight to the little restaurant. What they call Wiki's or something.
Hey, I got to tell y'all a little story. Gator got me in VIP. I'm like,
Right.
man, yeah, I know I'm somebody, you know, because Jesse Jackson told me that I was somebody, but Gator really made me feel like I was somebody. He's like, go get the drummer. So,
Right, hey, I didn't know about the J in the front of it. I heard everybody say the drummer. Here come the drummer. And hey, you know what it was though? I got to tell you, they was respecting me as an elder boy, and I worked it, man. I became the V for the I and the P. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that hey, we all got to help one another to make the city safe with one another, black, white, and brown. But we focusing on black, and we got a right to do that.
yes, sir.
Because could you imagine them little babies that's getting killed? One of them could have been the next president. Whoever thought that a black would be president?
Yeah.
Or one of them could have been like that young brother that almost won the what's that United tennis thing? The
Yeah, the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open.
Yes, sir.
Didn't have nothing but a dream. Had a good parent that said, "Hey, you gonna sleep on the floor, but you'll get up and bounce the ball." And look at him, man. Hey, or our sister could have been a Serena. Mm-hmm. You know, you can make that little twirl like she did. We got so much that we can do. I want you to know this too. African American woman that I was trying to help become Supreme Court judge has just been appointed Illinois Supreme Court judge.
Wow.
Okay.
That's Joy Cunningham.
Congratulations.
You're going to hear that name. And it's because Supreme Court Justice Ann Burke, dear friend of mine, I know her. Know her husband too. Friend of mine. We understood politics. She was a friend of mine and my wife. Special Olympics, created the Special Olympics. But she saw the power and her legacy that she wanted to leave. And that was helping an African American woman to be put on the Supreme Court. And she did that when she appointed Joy Cunningham. And I'm going to tell y'all about that game next show after they come back on and lay the history down, because I know I had a lot of people waiting to call in, man, to get a spiel. Don't be disappointed. You're going to be able to do it next week. But after people saw how Trump worked that judiciary and how McConnell made it where President Barack Obama couldn't appoint a Supreme Court judge when it was his turn, everybody understood why Gator always had judicial candidates. I had 5 this last election, 4 on 1. You know what I mean? This is what I do. This is what I do. Because judicial elections and appointments are more powerful than the election of a president. Because everybody got to go in front of a judge. Those 5 Supreme Court judges got around the legislative body, got around the presidential body, and made a decision that a woman would no longer have anything to say about their body.
Now, you know what? it's funny that you say that because that was something that kind of disturbed me a little bit. Like I was really looking at just even going back to the pandemic, how
Right.
they just force you to wear a mask or force you to do this, and it was kind of like a dictatorship. And if you go back to the Constitution, laws, and policies and stuff like that, they always said that this is the land of the brave and the home of the
Free.
free. So anytime you forcing something on someone, that's us. When I say I stay in my lane, I mean like I don't jump on this side, I don't jump on that side, but you guys have a right to have this side, and you have a right to have this
Let me
side.
share something with you.
So
Let me share something with you.
that's democracy.
Slavery and democracy
Okay.
forced on us.
Talk about it.
When you go to school from kindergarten, it's mandatory that you take all kind of shots.
And that's a whole nother.
No,
Yeah.
that's the realness of this. And the reason I say that, I got both my boots shot. You know what I mean? I was getting so many shots, I thought I was getting drunk. You know how they say, just turn up. But
Turn down for
right,
what?
turn out, right.
What?
But what I'm saying, you entitled.
To feel how you like,
You feel-
like you
but-
should
but-
have the choice to, excuse me, you should have the choice to wanna take the shot or not.
Oh,
Take the
there
shot.
ain't no question about that. I agree with you.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I ain't knocking it. But the rights that they took from the women, all the women,
Oh,
the
yeah.
conservative women, liberal women, black, all of them thought that you couldn't do that. 50 years.
I definitely thought.
If they took that right, the same individuals are talking about suppressing our rights to vote.
It was that ain't that what they was going through with the thing in Atlanta last year?
Man,
Atlanta.
Trump, talking about dictatorship. He had a coup going. And they didn't realize how deep it was
Until they got there.
until they got there. And said, oh, shit, hold it up, whoa. The candidates, that's why politics is key. It's an alternative, in my opinion and belief. Once you become civically minded, you less criminally induced.
I like that.
You hear what I'm telling you?
Big time.
I was be a former criminal.
When you basically understand how the system and all the
Hey
intricacy
man, if
works.
it don't be for Larry Hoover, cause nobody say, cause I don't buck it. It's Larry Hoover that made me become aware of how righteous I have became when he made it where I could no longer stay in the unrighteous lane.
And people, I have to chime in on this because, that's my background. Born and raised in Chicago, and not just born and raised in Chicago, but born and raised in the Wild Hundreds.
Right. Did you know?
So,
right.
And I
right.
tell everybody, I say that upbringing helps me to adapt and
Right.
fit in anywhere.
Anywhere you
I
go. Anywhere you
whether
go.
if I'm in a room with millionaires like ourselves,
Right.
or whether if I'm in a room with, blue collar,
Right.
white collar, whatever. It just helps you just to fit in, like the do's and the don'ts.
That's one of the reasons. Because we're going to give y'all some history, real history. Well, ain't no knocking nothing. 'Cause I want you to understand why that man let the world know that he was no longer the leader of the gangster disciples. Didn't want to be around no gangster disciples. Didn't want to be about no criminal entity.
No affiliation.
Because they had made it criminal. To the point you can scream GD, but they can say, well, GD may be gangster disciple when he was telling individuals, you got a right to grow and develop. And he wasn't just talking about GDs or BDs. When he gave me the assignment to help enforce United in Peace and be about 21st century vote, what I'm telling y'all, you can Google it. You know how we ride. He didn't ride with us. or he wouldn't be here. He'd probably be doing 30 to 90.
But
the
the
truth of the
OGs
matter
kept
is,
us away.
but the old, say it again.
The OGs kept us
That's
away.
what we did.
Shout out to my boy Roy Marshall. Man, he was one of the ones that really just kept us in line. We didn't have to want for anything, and you know he just took care of the whole hood, and not just with monetary, but with wisdom as well. So,
Hey man, just what he did for you. And I've been in Old Lad for 50 years.
yes,
man.
sir.
Lad told me, he said, Gator, man, you and your wife went to Springfield before Prison Review Board, and you got a pardon. Not because I didn't do the crime, but because of the righteous works that I put back into the community. Fairness and redemption bring about humanity.
I like that.
You follow what I'm saying? That I put back in the community.
And speaking of the community, I have to chime in. I thank God for letting me be able to do this organizer work. I'm with Target area. We over there on 79th and Ashland, doing the wonderful work for the community. Actually, they were one of the ones that, you know, any event that they would do, they let me do my song, perform it.
Right.
Actually, because of them, I was able to perform at the Renaissance this weekend with Slick Rick and
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh. Man, so I just, you know, shout out to
you felt
Target.
like an old man. You
Man,
said, oh, good game. You felt good, did you, man?
Hey, I felt like, man, I can get used to this.
Right.
And it's a scripture that also says that your gift will make room for you. And it won't just make room for you, it'll put you in the presence of great men.
Right.
So, and like I said, that's why I was able to meet you.
Right. Right.
That's why I'm able to work with Target. We actually have an event tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. It's Friday and Saturday. The one on Friday is going to be at 79th and Ashland. We're doing movie night for the community.
Right.
Then Saturday, I think we're going to be on 63rd and like Justine. And
Inglewood.
Yeah, in Inglewood, my hood.
Right,
So
right.
it's not just Auburn Gresham. It's not just Inglewood. I've been privileged to be able to see all sides of Chicago. I stayed on the north side in Rogers Park. Stayed on the west side, south side, east side. So you know I'm able to see all angles. But the base, you know where the base came from.
Yeah.
So the base let me be able to come
Ain't no
out
question.
and expand.
Right.
So, but again, I just want to say shout out to Target and shout out to Gator for really, you know, bringing awareness to the song and the cause that we own. Man, I'm just glad I met you, and I'm glad I'm
listen,
associated
man.
and affiliated
Hey,
with
man.
you.
Hey, all I can
Yes,
say
sir.
is this. I was waiting for the young brother that happened to be a curator and the president of the only black labor movement museum.
Wow.
That's why Damon Dash was in town.
Right.
And what Damon Dash is showing, and like I told him, Damon Dash, when I saw him, I was glad to hear Kanye West say Damon Dash would never be broke, because what Damon Dash did to help him.
Right.
And that was major.
Exactly.
And I was hearing this conversation as Jay Prince, Larry Hoover Jr., Brother GLC has something to do with it too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kanye, Drake,
Yeah,
put that thing together.
Yeah, that,
You know,
that concert.
concert in LA. And I went there, and I was in the concert. Mike Tyson and Russell Simmons had people come and bring me out the concert so I get up with them. But what I saw there, just like what y'all doing, look what Kanye doing.
Yeah.
He did that concert. He had a gospel choir, his gospel choir.
Yes.
When those chicks twerking, jerking, or none of that. The most important thing, he was showing that Larry Hoover is a human being and is
Exactly.
entitled to fairness and redemption.
Like anyone else.
Like anyone else.
Yes, sir.
And it was white, black, Christian, Muslim, Jews, everybody was there, man.
All coming together.
Coming together. It was about 72 to maybe 74,000 in the stadium.
Wow.
But when Kanye hooked up, what's his name? Bresco, whatever his name was, that's over Amazon. And Amazon streamed it. It went to 240 countries, to 250 million people. That was shouting, "Free Larry Hoover." And I saw the whole 25 years transformation. Larry's whole thing was to let brothers know we got to stop beefing with one another.
Wow.
It's my number
And
one
that's-
mission.
man.
That's my
You know what I
number one
mean?
mission.
So they felt because he was contained in Florence, Colorado, I call it the Lazarus movement. And he was still able to show his continued message in spite of his past. His continued message was, brother, you shouldn't be beefing one another. Kanye, what you and Drake beefing about, man? And they came together.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say this. The manifestation of what Damon Dash is doing with a young brother from the city of Chicago, David Peterson. He's the president and the curator of A. Philip Randolph Pullman Porter Museum. They building a whole community around it. And Damon is pushing how these thousandaires trying to be millionaires, man, they in the spirit of billionaireism. He went through, he know what to do. And this whole thing is to make sure that the money that he know that we got to spend it amongst ourselves and have a right to do it. Hey, what you need to do, what you trying to do. Hey, Dave, right, you culture. Only black museum talking about black labor. The Pullman Porters, man.
And it's time for that again.
Yeah, man.
It's time for that. You know, we had Black Wall Street and
And they burned it down.
Yeah, so everything
Everything come back.
sometimes, yeah,
Everything come back. Hey, man, listen what I'm telling
sometimes
you,
it
man.
comes back better. So when we build it up
Hey.
this time again, it won't get burned down.
It won't get burned down because we know they will burn it down.
Understood. Overstood.
Man, what
Right.
I felt that one right there.
Right. You follow what I'm saying?
I felt that.
Everybody screaming saying, hey, we just want our land. Okay, they give the land. Then they turn the water off. You can't get water rights. Black man discovered the cotton gin.
We discovered
The white
so
man
many
come to
things.
say, well, you ain't got a patent. Well, I know I got to get out here. I'll see my man Omari doing the slides and all that. Rip. Hey, I want to tell my viewing audience, thank you. They're coming back next week.
And let them know they can follow my music, JERADE, The Drummer, all one word. That's JERADE, The Drummer, all one word. It's going to be all positive. It's going to make you feel good. And like Gator said, we pushing to get Black and Proud on the radio. We're not even pushing to get Black and Proud on the radio.
We
It
pushing
will.
because it's gonna be on the radio.
It will
Hey,
be on the radio.
I want to say this. Give them your phone number so they can be able to get in touch with you.
Okay. 773-621-6035. You can also email me at JERADE, the drummer @gmail.com. That's all one word. So working with Gator. Also,
we in too deep now, man.
also, I want to bring up shout out to my group that I work with, Creative Revolution. They help with the distribution of putting the music on all platforms. So right now, once it's on the platforms, the only thing left to do is for me
Hey,
to.
I want to say this. I got to get out of here. So I want to say to God be the glory. That's our story. Vote, don't choke. 2022, elect J.B. Pritzker, elect Alexis Janulius, and elect Jonathan Jackson for Congress. And 2023,